Creatrix Circle. It's good to be here. If you're joining, let me know in the chat where you're joining from. Let's start as usual with some Palo Santo. Some background chants from my dog. And if you're joining, just take a few moments to center, to come back right here, right now. Today's live, I want to talk about something I've been wanting to talk about for a long time. And I started opening the discussion last week about the subject of the conditioning of doing and thinking we need to do in order to get what we want. And today I want to go deeper into this subject so that we let go of those limitations that are keeping us small. Great. So this weekend, I decided to let go of the need of doing. As I talked to you about last week, it came to my attention that I've been lost in a spinning circle of hustling, of putting pressure on myself to do more, to achieve more, to produce more, to be quicker, to get there faster. And I'm in a point in my journey and at a depth in the relationship I have with myself where I can no longer lie to myself. I can no longer really compromise myself in those ways because my body will let me know right away, or the universe will let me know right away by reflecting it back in my reality. And what I felt the past few weeks is that, hi for the people joining, I felt that I had an internal pressure, literally pressuring me all the time. And I felt like I was losing creativity, I was losing inspiration because I was always in that state of kind of contraction, especially when I was working on my business, expanding, creating content. And if I'm honest with myself or anyone watching this and feel resonate with that in other areas of their lives, if we're truly honest with ourselves, feeling like that to get where you want to be is not worth it. That's not why you're doing what you're doing. That's not what I'm doing. That's not, the goal is not to feel like this. The goal is not to be overwhelmed. The goal is not to always be in FOMO. That's not the goal. If we're honest with ourselves, the goal is to create more ease, more abundance, more freedom, more happiness, more joy, more love, more expansion. That's why we want to get certain places in our lives. That's why we want to expand. That's why we want to manifest our dream reality. And it's easy. It's really easy to get lost in those conditionings of doing, achieving, hustling, pushing, forcing, because that's how we were conditioned. That's what we learned. We started at a really young age putting all of our value, all of our energy, all of our direction in life in doing. If we got good grades, if we have this, if we have enough friends, all of those things external to us were literally our guiding system into feeling worthy, feeling good enough, feeling like we're moving in the right direction. But all of it based on the criteria that the society, our culture, our family put on us to be good enough. And if for some reason we were not fitting in those categories, then there was something wrong about ourselves. And as much as I'm aware of this, and I know that no amount of external things will fill the hole or the dissonance or the confusion or the conflict within myself, because no amount of seeking it outside will create a resolution that only exists within. That gap, that feeling of not being whole is not, it doesn't exist externally. It exists internally. And the thing is, it doesn't even really exist internally. It's just the perception we have of ourselves and life. And I wanted to talk about this today. Hi for the people joining. Let me know in the comments where you're joining from. The reason I wanted to talk about this is that this is really the most common mistake when it comes to manifestation, when it comes to creating our most aligned life, and when it comes to healing as well. Moving stuff. As long as you keep looking outside, and waiting for the outside to be the way you create what you want, you will continue to be faced with the separation between you and the things you want. Because as long as you keep your attention outside, what people think of you, how many good things you have in your external reality, how this person has maybe the answers for you, how this person maybe will give you the magic pill or solution, that maybe if you do that one other course, it's going to save you and it's going to figure out your whole life. As long as you keep putting that attention outside of you, you will continue to be faced with that gap because you're just reinforcing that gap. And that feeling of FOMO, that feeling of desperation, that feeling of feeling lost and like you don't know how to move towards the things you want, is created by the need of looking outside. You have free will, meaning that you are the creator of your life. We are divine creatrixes, divine creators, and we are co-creating a reality with the support of the divine, the universe, God, all of it. And because life is rooting for our biggest expansion, because our higher self already knows the way, and we came here to remember who we are, remember our power. So as long as we keep leaking our power, life and our higher self or inner guidance system will make sure that we know that we are acting out of alignment. And so that resistance is not a warning, is not a sign to push more, to force more, to do more. And that's what I was caught up in for a few days. And again, because I know the universe and my body my unconscious mind is they are always, all of them are always conspiring in my favor. The best way to conspire in my favor is to help me realize that I'm not moving in the direction of my dreams, that I'm not moving in the direction of my next best. I cannot talk this morning. That I cannot move into the direction of my next best self. And that information is feeling tension, resistance, pain, suffering, anxiety, stress, anything that feels like resistance to you, whatever the texture it comes in, the form it comes to you, or that you experience it. You saw that? There was a little light coming, supporting us. So the I lost what I was saying because I just felt that energy. I hope you catch it on camera. You can watch it on the replay. What time is it? 13 minutes. So yeah, that feeling of resistance is just information letting you know that you're moving away from your power, that you're choosing to give your power, your authority to something external to you, whether it is your family, whether it is a teacher, whether it is a boss, whether it is your job, whether it is your partner, whatever it is. As long as you keep wishing that your life will feel better when all the external stuff will change, or when you will seek that other thing externally in your life, you will be reminded again that you will never find it there. It's not a sign that you cannot have it. It's not a sign that you're stuck. It's not a sign that there's no other way. It's just a sign that you're not using your divine creatrix powers. It's just a sign that you've fallen into the stories, narratives of your limited self, and acting in a way that is not supporting you or your dreams. And I see it a lot in personal development, in manifestation. That feeling of desperation of seeking the next thing, seeking the next course, seeking the next thing. There's a difference between knowing that you need guidance, mentorship, that you are ready to be in a container or in a course or supported with tools that will help you move with ease in your path, because you know you don't have all the answers and you're ready to commit and devote yourself for the truth in your dream life. And so you feel the calling of those external things that will support you and help you expand, but not because you need them, but because you feel the call of committing to those things, creating a connection with those things to expand, to support you. Because you know that is the spaces, the containers, the courses, the programs, the tools that are in alignment with who you are becoming, that are the safe space for you to become that version of you. Because that version of you acts upon that. Not because that version of you wishes to be saved by those external things, by that course, by that mentor, by that thing. It's really different to wish or seek external things in manifestation and personal development from a place of desperation and putting all your authority and power outside in the wish that someone will save you or something will save you, and knowing that you are the creator of your reality, that you have free will, that you have divine power over your reality, that you can create anything that you want. And so you listen to the nudge, the intuitive nudges that will move you closer to that reality. And that includes investing in yourself and putting yourself in rooms, in containers, in situations that will help you move towards that direction. So it's really different. And the faster you realize that you're the creator of your reality, and the faster you let go of the need of proving yourself through your actions, through what you do, to how much you do, or how fast you do it, or how fast you get there, the more you come back to your truth and the more you let go of the ego, trying to seek validation, recognition, appreciation from the outside. And what came to me this weekend, as I truly felt that calling of like, I'm feeling resistance again and again and again. While I open my laptop, when I do this, I feel that pressure coming back. And so I realized that, yeah, sometimes we're able to shift like that and be like, okay, true, I don't need to pressure myself and get in the flow. And sometimes we need a pause so that energy no longer has a grip on us, that we recenter, that we integrate, and then we move. That's why a pause is important. Sacred pauses are really important. Life is not linear, life is cyclical. And so we have to remind ourselves that. Because that feeling of needing to do, that feeling of thinking that if we stop, we will fail, is what is keeping us in that loop. That very conditioning is making you believe that if you rest, if you take a pause, that you're lazy, that you're not good enough, that you cannot accomplish anything. That very story is supporting the narrative of moving away and staying stuck in what you know, moving away from the possible outcomes that could help you and coming back to what you know, because that's what you've known. But if we take your body as an example, every night you need to rest. Every night you need to sleep, because sleep is like crucial to your health, physically, mentally, energetically. When you sleep, your body regenerates, your organs, your brain is creating new synapses connections, removing what no longer serves you. That's why we dream. We dream for many reasons, but one of them is to clear out what no longer serves us, what is outdated, and integrate new learnings that we did throughout the day, or the new realizations. Because we are always evolving. But imagine if we don't sleep. And I'm sure you've had experiences of where maybe some periods of your life you had less sleep. Hi for the people joining. Maybe you had periods of your life where you had less sleep. And I'm sure that you realize quickly that you could not continue going that route. Your body is always telling you that you're tired, you feel deprived, you feel like you can't focus, you feel like you're not there. And that's it. The truth. The more you push through, the more you continue to pressure yourself to go, 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 hustle, 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 the less you are there. Because the more you're leaking your energy everywhere, everywhere, spreading yourself thin, and so you no longer are present, or not all of you is present, because you're stuck in loops of the future, of the worry, of the past, of, oh, I don't want to do this again. I need to do this. And all those stories that push us and pull us in so many directions. So that's why when you pause, when you decide that there's no longer a need to push, because you realize that the more you push, the more you're moving away from your center, then you start acknowledging the pause, this the inner reflection, and going inwards as the most important part of manifestation, healing, personal development. If you're always seeking information, you don't have time to integrate it. So you can read all the books, you can buy all the courses, you can do all the things, be like watch 10 master classes per week. You can do all the things. But you're just overstimulated all the time. And there's no place for integration, for that thing to land, for that knowledge to land, so that you experience it at a deeper level. And we all are in this together because we've been living in the same reality, pretty much. We've been in the same period of time on Earth, and so we all are connected to those conditionings, to those ways of beings that we've learned. And so, as much as we evolve, we have to be compassionate with ourselves, knowing that this is something that is deeply rooted. And even when we decide to no longer follow that route, to no longer do things to find our worth or to feel happy or to hustle our way to our dreams, even when we're aware that this is not the way and that we don't want to do that anymore, it's to be compassionate enough with ourselves to realize that the whole world outside of us is always pulling us in that direction. You open your phone, you're being pulled away in that direction. You tell a story to your family that is not into all of this, you're being pulled in that direction. And so it's okay to revisit that again. It's okay to realize, wait, I'm doing that again, even if I know I'm doing that again. And the truth is that you're not taking any step back. You're not off track. You're not lost again. It's just that you've grown enough to look at this from a different perspective that will help you see more. There's a graphic that I really like. I don't know where I saw that, but about life, that it's not linear and it's not just a circle, it's like a spiral going bigger and bigger and bigger. So you can find yourself, let's say you start here and you move this way, then you integrate a lesson in this place here, then you continue moving, and then you go wider, but then you're back in the same perspective, but from a step back, but from the same direction or degree. But now you have a bigger and wider perspective of the same thing. And that's what life is about. Expanding, growing, thriving towards our biggest potential. And to really thrive is to fully integrate the truth of it will never be outside of you. It doesn't exist outside of you. It will never be found outside of you. There is no magical pill. There is no one that can save you. There are people that you don't know but have agreed to walk together in this path. And so some people will help you receive guidance, some people will mentor you, some people will guide you, some people will be karmic teachers that will reflect back where you're still not free. There's many things that will happen and many external things you will encounter, including people, but they will never be the key. They can be the mirror and reflect something that will help you move towards that. They can be the light that are shining something so that you can see more clearly, but they will never save you. They will never make that thing happen. They will never heal you because they don't have the power over that you have. Because you are a divine creatrix, a creator. Now that I know that men are watching the live sometimes. Thank you for sharing your voice, my sister. Truly relate. I love your dog. Yes, he wants to cheer us on too. So glad that it resonates because as much as I've known this and I've visited this, I still find myself in some ways being like, wait, I'm still doing that again. I'm still falling in this illusion again. But the beautiful thing is that every time we are faced with something that helps us remember, then we remember and come back again and come back again and come back again. And so how can we shift our perspective? My dog is really going going for it. How can we shift our perspective in a way that is serving us? Serving us. And the beautiful thing is that the moment you stop wishing for those external things to save you, to fix something for you, to change your life, to be the miracle solution you were desperately needing, when you stop perceiving those things from that lens, everything changes. You start receiving more. You start integrating more. Because you come back to your center and so you are there. You are there. If you're not there, really you're pushing outside of you, putting your energy outside of you, and you're supposed to integrate it here, receive it here. How can you receive it if you're not there? If you're always like moving and moving and moving and not creating space for things to land, how can they land if there are no container, there is no place for those things to come in, fall into place, because you're not there. But the moment you realize that you are the key, you are the vessel, you are the channel, you are the container that can make it all happen, then you come back into your own driver's seat, into your center, and things start moving because you are the point of attraction. And so not someone else will make you the point of attraction. You can only be your own point of attraction. You can only be the attraction. But if you're distracted by all of those things outside of you, then you're in distraction. You're moving away the attraction. You're leaking away the attraction. And yeah, so that was really a life for me, and I felt like sharing this because it's easy to get trapped. And if you've been trying and doing everything right, but you still feel like things are not moving, is maybe to come to the realization that maybe you're moving so much that you're not moving anything. So maybe it's time to pause, to come back, to integrate, to root, to ground, so that things can start moving. So that they have like I'm thinking of the earth to have a fertile soil so that their roots can grow deep and then things can start blooming. If we're always moving the the soil and moving things inside, they will never have time or the space or the ability to literally plant something, because we're always breaking and removing the things that were taking place. And the moment that you come back into the driver's seat of your life, then you really have tangible, deliberate power over your reality. And it's funny, that's a story that makes me laugh when I think about all of that. It's like we already as souls, we already decided we wanted to experience certain things. We already created soul contracts with karmic people, with soulmates, with people that will support us, and people that will create chaos or darkness in our life, that will be trigger in our life to remember who we are. We already chosen most of it, but we have free will, so we can do as we wish. But we already chose those things, and that's why I really appreciate your way of giving examples. They are so relatable. It helps me to understand better. Yay! I'm so glad that it helps. And it's easier because I'm using myself, so we're all in this together. I said it. So when I talk about myself and express this, that's why I love to do that, because there's easier ways that we don't have to suffer. This is not life. Life is not about suffering. And so yeah, what I was saying is that the picture that I see is like us in our higher selves watching over our present current reality or limited self, which is us in the ego in planet Earth. And we don't have the whole perspective, but our higher self does, and can see all our timeline going by. And we're like trying to move things and to be worthy and to be good enough to be able to receive all of those things. And our higher self is just like, yeah, but it's already there. You're already moving in that direction, because that's why we signed up for this. So why you keep running in circles? Just move with the flow. Just let go of that loop, and let yourself be pulled towards what's meant for you, because it's already yours. So there's really truly nothing to do. Of course, we must co-create this reality, so we have to take tangible inspired action to move magic into matter. That is our job, to be attuned with what we want and to follow those callings so that we start moving them into form. But it's already here. It's already here. How can we come back here so that we listen, so that we can tune in, tap in, instead of figuring how to do things, how to move things? Like, if we think about it, moving matter with matter is really hard, because matter is just a manifestation of energy. And so in itself, at the source, everything that is matter, physical reality, is energy. And it's the last step of the manifestation process. So we're trying to move things when they operate here. So why not come back? where things operate so that we can have better effect on them. It's truly the law of cause and effect. Everything that is at cause is at the effect. And so if we try to change the effect, we're not changing anything because the effect exists because of the cause. So how can we stop being in the effect and come back and be at cause, be the cause of our life? And again, stop waiting for the effect of those things that we're seeing outside of us to change something, to save us. And when you truly come back to your power, what you are able to do is just magic. It's magic over magic over magic. And when you are humble enough to be like, yeah, maybe I don't have all the answers, and I'm not seeking things because I want those things to save me, but more like, I know I need guidance. I know I need someone that can help me, guide me. But now I can receive all of those things and take full ownership over what I'm receiving and apply it. Instead of like trying to reach things, but you cannot grasp them truly because you're not letting the medicine, the magic, take form. You're just like trying to grasp anything that comes your way, then it just dissipates. So nothing truly moves you. And I definitely been there of like, I buy these cars, I buy this one, I buy this, I buy this, I do this, I do this, and feeling like I cannot move and like it's not enough. That what I'm receiving is never enough. It's not clicking, and it's not saving me, and it's not healing me. But it's nothing will heal you outside of you. Some people will be the support and the container and the guide and the light to help you support, heal, and guide yourself. But they cannot do it for you because you are the creator of your reality. And so, from a cosmic point of view, of law of the universe, it's impossible. Nobody can save you, you can only save yourself. And that applies for the people in your life. You cannot save anyone else but you because they have free will. And so you can do everything that you want. You can pour all of your energy, all of yourself, literally sacrifice yourself. And still, yet, that people you pour all of your energy into is not changing. I've done that many times. And I know many of us here aren't this bad and committed to this path because we realize that no amount of sacrifice will make it worth it. So everything is connected. So as within, so without. It applies not only for your life, but the life of other people. You cannot save anyone but yourself, and nothing outside of you will save you. That is truly what I wanted to talk about today. Because with this full moon in Capricorn, which is today, it's a perfect time to release those karmic conditionings. It's all about that. And it's funny that every time there's something happening in the cosmos, it truly is aligned with what's happening in my life. And since that energy is present, it's supporting us. And we can listen to what's here while we are here with that presence, that container. Then we have the support and the space to move that. That's why I say that believing in magic is being rational, is being realistic. Because when we realize that we are more than what we see, then it just makes sense. It just makes sense. that we allow that to support us instead of running around and having no real effect on matter. But when we use our common sense, then it's easy to know what's true, what is not, because we can feel it really clearly in our bodies. So yeah, I feel like this is it for today. I'm happy it resonated for many of you. If you're watching the replay, make sure you drop a comment in the chat. Let me know what unfolded for you in this conversation. And as usual, if you have any questions you will want me to touch on or on any subject, any topic, drop them in the comments below so that it can be maybe the topic of the next Divine Creatrix Circle, or maybe an idea for future content that I will film. So yeah, I love having your perspective, and thank you so much for your support. Thank you for the people who joined today. This is really a place to talk about magic so that we can truly remember our Divine Creatrix powers and create our most aligned magical life. That's what I'm all about, and I know that those who are here, we're moving in that direction, and I love it that we're doing this together. So blessed that we get to do this together and to be in this time in history that we have access to that knowledge. And remember that knowledge, that wisdom. So yeah, that is it for today. And as usual, remember that every day is another opportunity to create magic. It's always here, always here. So how can we be here too? Thank you so much, and I can't wait to see you next week. Bye.